My message would be that both populations have a very tense and polarized relationship on campus. And the way we break this cycle is understanding the other. Because as Jadd just mentioned, when you begin to understand the other, you understand that your aspirations, your identity, your culture, none of it conflicts. In fact, not only does it not conflict, but you're more similar to that quote unquote other than you are different. Really, we're not others, we're brothers. And so when you can have joint engagement in a civil space, you begin to break down all the hate, right? That's how you see tension being broken down on college campuses, by our peoples coming together in these spaces for dialogue, for peace events, all the above. And at the end of the day, right, I'm Jewish, and I firmly say I love my Palestinian brothers and sisters. I consider them part of my family. And when you can have that relationship with someone, it breaks down any previous dehumanization you have. And it works both ways. So at the end of the day, that's why I think this work is more important now than ever.
We've all seen images of Israelis and Palestinian students, for example, right next to each other, clashing, flags in their hands, yelling. Everything seems so tense. What I believe fundamentally, as I've said before, is our aspirations should not decline one another. We are not mutually exclusive. I believe in denouncing all forms of terrorism, whether it be actual violence or occupation, for example. I believe that both peoples need to understand that while there's different work needing to be done by both sides, our aspirations should not conflict, because at the end of the day, to change people's minds, if you really have hate in your heart, I feel the most productive way is sitting down with them and letting them hear your story. Many Israelis have never spoken to a Palestinian, and vice versa. When that happens, you can't help but become tribal about your people. And I have felt that as I talked to more Jewish and Israeli students, I became more aware, not just of their identity, but also of my own identity, frankly, because of how similar we are. And so, as I've said, I do, of course, encourage people to peacefully protest as they wish. But I also think that there's more productive work to be done than just yelling and having slogans. I think there's better work to be done by talking to one another and understanding that if we both recognize each other as human beings and we believe in human rights, we can make this work and we can have a conversation. And the goal here is to grow ATIDNA as much as possible to other universities to show that students are willing to make this work happen.